proposed that we'd come with her.
Good old Gerald. It's a he.
Him. Yeah.
It's fine. I know my NPCs are not particularly memorable.
Yeah. Nevertheless, so we went into the sewers to find an escape route and also help people on the way. We spoke to the Clasp, this guy again, the leader.
And Von Creed.
Mm-hmm. And well, he has my respect. Well, it didn't seem that the paladins much liked that I called him the hero of the city, but you know. Yeah. So, anyways, we're on our way to. We're on our way to try and exit the city and help people on the way out as well. And we stepped onto some demons.
Indeed. So we're going to pick up the session pretty much immediately after combat. As the last of the demons is sort of struck down, kind of you see a wave of emotion roll over these stragglers as they kind of just have a moment to catch their breath and see to their injuries and what. For the most part, you sort of give these guys a quick up and down, and you get the impression that most of them sort of look to be. If you had hazard a guess, you'd probably say are other adventurers that are looking to achieve the same outcome as you guys, escape from the. Three of them up front look to be more sort of your fighters, whereas one at the back you can see is sort of brandishing a bow and just was firing out arrow after arrow at the demons during the course of the fight. So we're going to pick back up the last of the demons. One of them sort of looks up to you all and just sort of gives you a nod of respect. Another one sort of steps on forward and says to you, "Thank you. Where you be heading?"
We're on our way out, trying to help people reach the city limits.
Well, you certainly done us a good old favor. So thank you.
Oh, least we could do.
You're
heading the same way?
From what we heard, most of the exits of the city have already been taken over. The demons, they certainly knew where to strike the city and make foil our plan. Most of the exits have already been taken on over, so we thought we'd head to the castle. It's probably our best bet. If you're heading that way, it might be good for us to stay together, but, well, it's a little bit chaotic at these times, and I can understand if you want to go your own way.
Oh, no. The more the better.
With that, they sort of pick up their weapons and whatnot, and they begin following you as you head on and make your way through the sewer system. So, it takes you guys about 20 odd minutes. It's not a particularly long journey, and it's fairly straightforward. You've got a pretty good idea now of how the layout of the sewers works, and you're able to sort of make your way through without too much difficulty. Every now and then, as you're making your way through, the ground rumbles from some kind of explosion or large impact from far away. But otherwise, you keep on moving, and it's fairly uneventful. Perhaps you hear sort of the odd noise echo through the tunnels, but other than that, you're able to make good pace. After a while, you come up to a familiar-looking ladder. You've been up and down these things quite a few times, and there's a manhole cover right up. One of the mercenaries sort of pops open the lid and has a little look around and says to you all, "Well, we're about as close to the castle as we can get from here. It doesn't look like it's connected to the main sewer. If you want to get in there, we're probably going to have to head through the last few streets to get up to the entranceway."
I turn back to the rogue and I say, "Is this true? There's no way from the sewers."
Kim sort of looks up to you and says, "That it is. I guess they thought that perhaps it might be a bit too much of a weak point for the castle if there were certain individuals that could move in and out of the sewer.
Well, that was clever of them.
That it is.
Unfortunate for us.
That it is. If we stay low to the ground, we should be able to get there without too much difficulty. At which point everyone sort of hunkers to the ground as a pair of rocks fly on up overhead, just sort of making their way through. But you're able to sort of lay low to the ground and not draw their attention, it seems. Up ahead, you hear sort of arrows flying off, shrieks from some demonic kind of entity, as long as sort of sounds of battle up the hill to where the castle is.
All right, everyone, huddle up. Kim, you take point.
Okay.
Be careful.
So with that, I will gather everyone together.
How
We're
will
level-
we get into the castle, assuming the enemies are at the front gate?
Good question.
Just one question. We're level 8 now, right? Yes.
So with that, I'd like everyone to make a stealth check, please.
Ooh.
It's one of the things I'm actually good at. No, never mind.
Yeah, I have a disadvantage.
Hey!
It's cool, guys. I got this.
I mean, of course you
Well-
got this.
Oh.
21-12. What a rush.
Wow.
Nice. Being super sneaky today.
Okay. So following sort of Kim's lead, she sort of heads from building to building. It looks like you've only got, say, a few blocks to traverse, so it's not an extended sort of journey. But nevertheless, you sort of keep to the shadows and try your best to stay out of any sort of major light source. By this point, now that you're topside again, you can kind of get a feel for the sort of the time of day, and you're probably looking at about 4-5 p.m. by this point. The sun is definitely starting to wane, and you can sort of see more prominently the blazing fires in the distance. Nevertheless, you're able to keep low to the ground, keep moving, and you're able to traverse out from the blocks of houses up to this quite prominent ramp around the. So, you're able to get a good look at Stormwold Castle itself. There seems to be a single ramp that meanders its way around the outside, along with a good perimeter of towers and walls. There looks to be sort of a very small collection of sort of buildings and its own individual settlement here. And by the looks of things, these sort of manors, you definitely get the impression this is probably both serving as a barracks as well as sort of a secure home for many of the nobility of the city. So, with
Ooh.
as you make your way up the path itself, you see a couple of rocks land on some of the towers, at which point you just see a series of ballistas just firing, knocking them off the top of the towers, landing on the ground with a crash, and their bodies just disintegrate immediately. A few sort of town guard, both on the towers itself as well as on the ground, sort of see you approach, and one of them immediately beckons for you. Who goes there? State your names and your business.
We're
We're adventurers.
we're just a group of humble adventurers trying to help the city. Let us in and we will help you fight these rocks and the demons attacking us.
Are there many of you?
We're just about 12.
He sort of gives you an eye up and down and whatnot. Well, it looks like you can know how to fight. We could use every man, woman, individual that knows how to use a sword. He sort of looks back up to the gatehouse where you can see a Justicar paladin up top, and he begins to shout behind to open up. The large, sort of bulky doors begin to swing on, and he sort of ushers you inside.
How bad is it? I say on the way in.
Okay, so as you make your way on inside, there's sort of the castle is humming with activity, and you see all manner of individuals here and there. You see your rank and file town guard, you see more of these paladin individuals, but you also see a few others. It looks like sort of more mercenaries have sort of come to the aid to try and hold the as well as a fair few civilians that sort of been mustered together to try and sort of protect them and keep this place as a sanctuary. The town guard sort of look up to you and says, "So far, well, it's not going great. The town itself, we sent a few groups in to try and bring whoever we can into the castle, but in all, we don't expect them to return. Most of the town is, most of the city is fallen. It's chaos down. And to be honest, most of the entrances into the city, we haven't heard anything from. But from what our scouts say, it's not particularly great."
All right, show us the direction. I will try. And
you want to see High Justicar Carson Friedel? He's the man leading the defense of this place. He sort of point you in the right direction, and the town guard master you along.
What's your name, God?
Okay. So he sort of looks up to you. 2 seconds. You sort of see this early 40s, quite. I wouldn't say. You definitely get the impression this town guard has sort of seen a few things, but he's definitely trying to hold back his nerves and what. You can definitely tell from a look on the faces of quite a few of these guys, and they're not in the best of stead. But mustering, he says, the name's Renard.
Renard. Thank you.
Alrighty. So, you're mastered along to the actual sort of court of the castle itself, and you can see there are all manner of individuals here. So, you sort of give these guys a good eye. One person you recognize as being the Gold Dragonborn from what you have seen previously, member of the Justicar Order. But you also see a few others. You see individuals that are dressed in a very familiar way to Gerard. And they sort of give a bow of respect to him as you muster on forward. You also see a few other individuals who seem to be dressed in sort of long, flowing white robes with sort of red belts tied around their waist. And as they sort of bundle together arrows and armaments and whatnot. So, Carson steps on forward and introduces himself. Says, "Well, this is an interesting sight. I've sent scouts into the city to try and find any able-bodied individual, and you certainly all know how to throw a sword. Who are you? What's the status of the inside the city?"
It's chaos.
That's what we've heard from a number of reports.
Yes, we've tried helping some people, and we spoke to people from the Clasp, and they're also trying to help people get out of town. Everyone's doing what they can, but we saw the castle being attacked, and we felt we had to get over here and help you guys.
Why? From what our intel reports, the last bastion. There's a few sort of groups held up within the city limits, but we don't expect them to last for long. Most of them have been told word to try and get to the castle, but I'd be surprised if more than a handful managed to make the journey. The demons are spreading on through quickly from the eastern side. Most of it's fallen along with the central areas, and from what we've gathered, they're making their way slowly west. Most of the groups that are attacking us here, they seem to be scout forces, testing the defenses. They haven't really been able to muster much of an effort to make a solid assault for now, which is, I guess, a silver lining. Come nightfall, I think the story will change. They're making their way west quickly, and I think if I was to hazard a guess at what their motives are, they're probably rallying their forces for an attack at night down.
Oh, good.
There's more to it as well. Whatever individuals we've been able to get into the castle, we need to find a way out. Most of the entrances and exits of the city are now under demonic control. They fell pretty quickly. They were the first sites to be hit. But I've heard that there is an exit in the castle itself, in the depths of the crypts. In better times, it would be used to try and usher the king out, but obviously, given the situation, we have no king. It seems foolish to leave people here to die. We need to find how those exits work and get whatever individuals we can out as quickly as. So, my word to you is this: we could use your assets, your capabilities, in whatever way you deem fit. If you want to if you want to hold up on the walls, keep and help muster some kind of defense, have at it. You would be a key force here. If, however, you wish to seek the exit way in the crypts, I wouldn't say. We've sent a couple of sorties down there. The last one was about a couple of hours ago, and we haven't heard from them, so it doesn't bode.
All right.
I've got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Usually a king has like a royal advisor or like a very smart person that assists the
Indeed.
king. Where's that person? Because we should probably just ask him where it is.
Yes, you're looking for Jadar Emberglaze. Him and most of the nobility have not been found for several hours.
Did they escape
Okay.
themselves, perhaps?
Well, he sort of looks, and you can sort of see him holding back the rage. The exit inside the castle was obviously well protected for good reason. The king and his closest advisors were the only ones who knew about it, along with the high nobility.
Let's see.
And they all vanished.
They probably
Right.
ran away.
Wow.
Most likely. All right. I look back at the growing group of people. All right. Anyone? I think we should go and help find the exit. Anyone who wants to stay and fight and protect the walls, do so. Everyone else should come with us.
You sort of turn back to the party, and the vast majority of them are going to hold off the walls. They look like they are a good amount of them are town guard and sort of justicars, and they see it as their duty to hold the line.
I'm with you.
Gerard and Kim, however, say, fuck that, we're going down.
All right. And I look towards the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
And
You sort of see him. He's got like various sort of maps scrawled out above him. And while you definitely get the impression that Carlson is leading this defense, given, Dragonborn's superior rank, he's kind of leading, trying to get things in order and trying best to sort of share his knowledge, etc.
All right.
But he sort of turns to you and gives you a nod of respect, at least.
I return it.
So you have some time here. Like I say, it's probably about 4 or 5 p.m. and given the impression from the information that you got, you're probably looking sundown is somewhere about, say, 9 p.m. That's when they expect the first usherings of some kind of an attack to happen from that point onwards, at least. It's not exactly an exact science, it's just more so what they expect the demons' tactics to be. So you have some time here, time to whether that be take some kind of a rest, or do you want to just head immediately down into the crypts?
I think some of us need wounds mending. Do you have a healer around?
You sort of see a few sort of priests and paladins and whatnot that are around. Some of them are sort of mending the wounded. There's like a basic field hospital that's been set up, and a few of them can give you a healing hand and some basic aid.
Anything you can give us will be
Supplies are
greatly
limited,
appreciated.
but he sort of picks up a satchel and throws it on over to yourself, you, and sort of just digging through. There are 3 greater healing potions in here. In
Alright.
addition, a few of the nearby priests and paladins sort of look over your wounds very quickly.
I think I was okay, but my
Oh,
character's
wow.
not come across.
Each of you heals for 18 hit points.
Ooh, very nice.
Well, I know I registered my hit points on my character, but I can't find it.
Yeah, my character's not on this page
No,
either.
it's not.
Sorry, I guess I didn't copy everyone over. My bad. Let me look at the last page. Right, yes. VMAC, you were not in the group. And where the fuck is Z?
I was on top of one of the dead dudes.
There you are, pretty sneaky.
Yeah. That high stealth roll.
Yeah.
Meta stealth roll.
Okay, 2 seconds. VMAC appears to have gone missing.
God damn it, VMAC.
I know. I've got too much power to hide it.
Yeah. Okay, so first things first. We got a Z.
Whoop whoop.
There you are.
Oh, it's so tiny.
And then we've got a VMAC.
Hey.
Alright.
Right. As you're sort of spending this time, this is probably about, say, 30 minutes just to sort of get your wounds C2 and you see Jerry sort of make an appearance and come up to you. And he sort of gives a nod to everyone and says to the 2 paladins and priests nearby if you wouldn't mind leaving for a second so they can have a word with you. Okay. So he looks to you all and says, so we're going to be going down into those crypts. I guess we'll be allies once more.
Yes.
Seems like it.
I have a matter I wish to discuss with you.
Go on.
Shoot.
Find the exit way out of this city. What is your next move?
Well, the obvious move is to tell everyone of the exit.
Of course, yeah.
However,
You escape from the city. Where will you go?
I think we agreed we should come with you. I have not yet changed my mind, so I think that is the plan. I look around to
Good
the
plan.
others.
I have certain allies. They specialize in a number of different subjects, and the whole demon debacle, I feel they may be able to help us.
I turn a skeptical eye towards him and I say, what type of knowledge upon demons?
I represent an order that has been here for quite some time, shall I say. We have vast vaults of knowledge, dating back to the earliest years. I happen to be a demonologist. I study them. I work out their weaknesses and use it against them. I think I may be able to find some way, something that might be able to help us in this endeavor. Traditional weapons, as you've seen, are not that effective. We can muster all the armies against them, but their numbers without limit. We need something that ends whatever this is that is bringing them into our world.
But it kind of sounds like you're trying to fight fire with fire.
Potentially, yes. But I'm always open to other suggestions. There are higher-ups in my order. If we head back there, I know for sure they will. They can advise us on the next step.
I think this sounds like a good idea.
Yes, if we can stop them from coming in completely, then it will solve a lot of problems.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Whatever foul magic they're using to bring themselves into this world is going to take an equally powerful source to end.
Right, and if your order can arm us with protective
Exactly.
armor and better weapons,
We have knowledge dating
defense.
back years. I'm sure if we look hard enough, we can find something, some key item that might be able to help us here.
This sounds very promising. I think this is what we're going to do.
Kim sort of hasn't said anything, but she's not buying it, and she tries to almost stifle a laugh as this conversation goes on.
Kim, you're skeptical?
I've heard some hocus pocus in my time, but magical artifacts that can send back demons from when they came, I'll take my chances. Thank you very much.
I have an axe that can send thunder into my enemies.
Oh,
There's no much difference.
I do not doubt magic. But I think what you're looking at is, well, all I'll say is good luck. We make our way out of the city, we go our separate ways, I feel.
That is quite alright. As long as we can get your help, your aid, until we reach that point.
Oh, by all means. So, with that, you see Gerard sort of move on off and head towards the library. There's a few more sort of individuals that are dressed, like I say, in a very similar way. They seem to have sort of royal blue, long, flowing robes with sort of various gold motifs worn into them. And they're sort of scouring through all manner of sort of texts here. So, you have some amount of time to take a short rest here, and do as you see fit.
Is there anyone who will benefit from a short rest?
Yeah, I get all my key points back.
That's true. I get my action surge and second wind back as well. Yeah, so we should take a short rest, I think.
Yes.
I think I got my rage back.
I need a long rest, but I don't think we have the time.
No.
You seem to be lacking the 8 hours necessary for a long.
During that time, I think I
long
will
rest.
try and question Gerard and the paladins and people around.
There's a few Justicars about here and there. Most of them seem to be sort of on guard duty, but a few of them are sort of mustering around, bringing up supplies from like the store, the stores of the castle, etc. Some of them are masons that are preparing the defenses, things of that nature.
Okay.
So, what would you like to ask them?
I would like to ask one of the paladins, I think, because I tend to trust their belief in truth.
Yeah.
And I want to know if they've managed to filter out any of the possible infiltrators to the throne.
Okay. They sort of look at you for a moment, and one of them sort of mushes for the other one, whatever the word is, to keep on to give you a couple of minutes alone. He sort of says, "We had a look into the investigation. We had a few culprits lined up, mostly Well, sorry to say, but some of the nobles about towns, especially Jadar, the king's closest survivor, was a key individual that we wanted to question. But before we could get the time to do so, this whole shitstorm unleashed on us. Since then, any resemblance of an investigation has long fallen into the grass.
Understandable, and also very suspicious behavior from the nobility.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you and me both.
As much.
We know that they came this way. We know that they were looking into finding some way to get out of the castle. It was in the early hours of the attack, before we could really muster much of defense. We haven't seen them since. So either they found their way out, or they had the same ending as some of the scouting groups that we saw. Either way, whatever individuals we were looking to try and ascertain in this investigation, they've long since.
Oh, it's.
We still want to question the class, but I hate to say it, but they're as important of a defense of the city as we are at the moment.
I agree. Yeah, well, the nobility's behavior is very typical to the kinds
Sort
of
spit on the
weasels
ground
that they are.
said, all they're interested in is gold and power. They have no regard for the common folk.
Disgusting.
That it is. If you don't mind, you see, he sort of points down to like these arrows and whatnot. I gotta get these to the wall. He sort of notches on off.
All right. Good luck, and may your faith be with you.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely terrible.
Oh yeah.
Does anyone else want to do anything this time, or just you have a short rest, you catch your breath, you see to your wounds, etc., and we'll continue on?
Yeah, I'll be meditating. I take it I never received a response from the message that I sent.
Remind me for this. Which message was this?
Back to the tabaxi.
What was was it the carrier pigeon? Sorry.
No, it was the sending spell.
Ah, yes. Good point. So I will say, as you enter into your meditative state, the sort of background around you leads to black darkness. You sort of find yourself alone in sort of like this, not exactly a spotlight, but sort of like this light sort of permeating around. You begin to hear a voice into your head. And it simply says to you, watch the situation. Keep us updated. And that's all they say.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, you finish up your short rest. You grab whatever supplies that you need. They sort of hand on over another satchel to you guys, and it looks to be about sort of a week's worth of food supplies in there, if you're looking to be out on the road at least.
Who actually took the free healing potions?
They were handed to you, but you can hand them out however you see.
I mean, I will take one this time.
Okay.
Because the others, I think, have a lot of them. So this is the only one I have now.
Okay.
Well, I currently have 2 regular healing potions.
Yeah.
So I don't need another potion.
Chug all the potion.
Well, I have 1 healing potion. I could take one of the greater ones, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
And then there's another one.
Do you want me to take it then?
Yeah, sure.
One great healing.
What's the dice on a greater again? Is
I
it?
believe it's 4d4 plus 4.
All right.
Alrighty. So, with that, Kim and Gerald indicate that we should be setting on off. You make your way through sort of like various wings of the castle, and you're able to find an easy enough passage to begin descending down into the crypts, where apparently this escape, whatever it might be, is located. You get the impression going down into the crypts that this is probably going to be quite an expansive area. There's sort of, centuries upon centuries of masonry that's been slapped on top of one another. So it's likely to end up being quite an intertwined labyrinth. So with that, shall we take a 5-minute drink break so I could use another cup of tea? And
Yeah,
then
sure.
Yep.
we will delve down into the depths.
All right, bareback.
Yup.
dusty odd, the odd sort of brazier here and there, and wall-mounted torch gives a little bit of light, but you're not looking at a particularly expansive amount. It's still quite dark down here. The footsteps itself are dusty and sort of cobwebs hang in every corner. It's definitely an old. Ahead of you, you see like a small opening of a room. A door lies just ahead, big, heavy, sort of large stone. And there also seems to be a passageway down the right-hand side near to Gerald.
All right. Everyone should have a torch that can't see in the darkness. I look over to VMAC.
Yes, I have a torch.
Good. And
Can't
also
you see the torch?
No. Everyone keep your eyes open to see if you can see any tracks of previous visitors.
Okay.
I should be able to track them, because if people have been moving through here, you will see that cobwebs and stuff like that have been destroyed.
Exactly. That's what I mean with keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
And noses. I try to sniff the air.
There's a definite stench of decay. And you also get the impression that there's not a lot of airflow down here. It's very musky. It doesn't smell fresh whatsoever. It's very sort of it's very still.
Watch out for undead necromancers.
Oh shit. So, what do you would like to do?
I would like to do a investigation or perception check to see for the path. Although it looks like that's because this is a door and this
It is,
like...
yeah, it's a large, bulky stone door in front of you.
Okay, I would like to check the door and see if it's been like touched or like if...
Yeah, make an investigation check, please.
If someone like made fingerprints with their hands or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Perception was it, right?
Yep. Okay. You get low to the ground, you start examining it, and very quickly you're able to tell that this door was recently used. It's slightly ajar. You can see like a small sliver of the other side. And very distinctly, you're able to find sort of scraping marks across the ground that have sort of removed large swaths of dust. You're also then able to follow. There's a set of footsteps, quite a few of them, in fact, that went this way quite recently. If you were to hazard a guess, you'd probably say you're looking in the region of about a couple of hours.
Okay. So the door has been used.
It has been used and it's slightly ajar.
What's ajar? Is it?
It's slightly open, so you can see like a small sliver on the other side.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I'll just open it.
Ooh, I like it. Bold.
Yeah, I mean, I know I could search for traps, but then
Where's
again,
the fun in that?
if nobles are fleeing in fear, I doubt they will be all like, "Hey, let's trap the door." So, I would like to use a athletics, I guess, or is it just like a regular stone door?
It's a regular stone door.
Okay, but do I need athletics to open it?
It looks fairly weighty, but it's nothing that you wouldn't be able to manage with. Which is great, because that's not the highest of rolls.
I got a 4.
It's still enough. So, you're able to push this door ajar, and the immediate thing that you see in front of you is 2 sets of stairs, one either side, that begin to descend down.
Okay.
As you make your way through, there's a small alcove to your left-hand side. And the first thing that grabs your attention is there is like a stone sarcophagus in a small alcove, but it's empty. The lid has fallen onto the ground and smashed into lots of little bits and pieces, and the actual sarcophagus itself is now just completely empty.
Go old.
Well, rip. I'm just gonna move, guys. I'm gonna go south.
Is there anything?
Oh,
What
sorry,
is-
2 seconds. Let me change the lighting there. That there, and then that there. That would be better. So, you're able to see that there are 2 doors, one either side of the staircases.
Has this door been used?
The one that you're at, VMAC, has not been used, no, but the one near Z has. It's a very similar story to the previous door that you opened.
I opened
Okay.
this door.
I
Okay.
report back to the group that that's not the right door.
Okay, so the first thing that greets your sort of senses, Z, as you open up this door is the stench of decay and sort of death gets a lot stronger. You notice various sort of skeletal bones piled across the ground, just sort of scattered here, there, and everywhere. As well, you're able to see on the ground, I didn't actually add the token, but you're able to see on the ground what looks to be a body, sort of lying on the ground with various sort of arrows across its back.
It looked like it's been bludgeoned to death.
It looks like it's been a combination of shot to death and just slashed at. If you were to hazard a guess, it very much looks like a sort of a regal fellow in quite well-off garments.
Search for traps.
Okay. Make a... Let's go with... are you entering the room or are you just...
Just looking.
Okay, make a perception check, please.
24.
Okay. You have a little look across. Nothing immediately grants your attention. You give a good old scouring across, the wall fronts and the floor, the ceiling. Nothing immediately jumps out at you. As you then pass on and look at more towards the bones, etc., you get the impression that there's a lot of footprints that lead to these piles of bones, and also just the way how they're scattered across the ground is very, very unnatural.
Okay. Guys, there's loads of skeleton bones in here. They seem to be placed in a specific pattern.
Is it the pattern that we've seen before?
Maybe not a pattern, but when you think of, like, say, a tomb, your first bet is a very sort of chaotic sort of disregard of bones, they're just like scattered across the ground. These look to be more so in piles and sort of odd humanoid S-shaped.
Okay.
I don't think this is suspicious at all.
No, not at all.
No, I mean...
You're also able to see, like, while the air itself is very still here, there are sort of odd wisps of light that sort of circulate through the air itself, occasionally sort of springing into life, traversing into the air a small distance before disappearing once. It's almost gives you an eerie and unnatural sense to it all.
We should have brought a priest and just have like a purification ritual.
Reroll then.
It's okay, just kill me first, and I'll reroll.
So, what do you decide to do?
I will take a step into the room.
Okay.
I'm following.
So, you look across to your left and right. Up ahead looks to be some kind of a tomb. Sort of sees like this quite exquisite sort of marble piece just sort of surrounded on a small dais. To your right-hand side, you see more piles of bones. This time, one of them has like a bow across its back, this skeleton, and You sort of see odd sort of rusty armaments sprawled across. There looks to be more sort of bone piles to the left-hand side, and you think you see another body just up ahead. Yeah.
I don't see. Oh, there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's some sort of trap. Something that caused all these skeletons to die.
It's okay. It's okay. I've got danger sense, and it says you gain an uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be.
Yeah, your danger sense is definitely sort of definitely.
Okay, there's something spooky going on here.
Yeah, I don't know how many tombs VMAC has been in his time, but most of the time they are sort of left in somewhat of an orderly fashion. The fact that there are just this sort of montage of bodies and skeletons across the ground is very weird, especially with sort of the eerie, unnatural lights that sometimes cascade across through the air.
Okay. Which way do the footprints go?
So the footprints head in the direction of VMAC and then seem to veer to the right-hand side.
Should go that way.
So what I'm gonna do is that, like, whenever I see something suspicious, I'm gonna poke at it with my axe to see if it moves. And if it doesn't, that's great.
Okay.
So very carefully, should I search for traps? Should I?
Search,
Should I? Okay.
Search for invisible traps.
I will search for invisible traps.
So, once again, doing that, you sort of hunker down, lay low to the ground, and sort of give your keen senses a quick look over the nearby. Okay, first things first, you don't see anything that you would consider to be a trap as such. Nothing particularly stands out to you. But you do notice across this alcove up ahead, more of these sarcophaguses are now empty. It seems to be each sarcophagus has had something burst out from it, and like all of the lids are just now large chunks of rubble across the ground.
Please don't be a mummy.
Are
It's
you
okay.
my mommy?
It's just gonna be a skeleton. Okay.
So. the
Oh god, that's a
skeleton-
lot of bones.
Okay, so as you make your way into the room, VMAC, and you start looking across the bones, and you sort of see more to your left and right, some of the piles begin to move.
Oh dear.
These cascading lights begin they begin sort of emanating from the bone piles, and you see some of the bones begin to sort of vibrate and then slowly start dragging towards one another. You see some of the piles begin to sort of animate up into these humanoid-esque forms, grabbing a hold of nearby sort of rusty implements and bows, and you see this large numbers of skeletons sort of just begin taking shape with this evil necrotic energy holding their form.
So as it's like forming, can I smack it with my axe?
You can, yeah, I'll say
Yeah,
the nearest one. Yeah, you can have a good old whack at it.
I will have a good old whack at it.
26 definitely hit.
What?
I am not yet raging though, because so far I don't, well, sense danger and I
Yep.
sense uncanny things, but I just whacked it.
Okay, as its form begins to take shape, you just grab hold of your war axe and just immediately slash it down the front, doing a good amount of damage to it. So, while I drag everything.
Say, Broke,
Yes.
do you have any idea where our teammates are?
We have teammates.
They were right behind us, right?
I'm
they?
by the door.
Yes,
In
yes, yes.
behind you.
Okay, so let's move Benjamin off the map for the time being.
Benjamin's helping upstairs.
Help me.
Sprung a leak.
Okay. So you begin to see a lot of these bone piles begin to take shape. I would like everyone to roll for initiative, please.
Whoop whoop! This is how we do it.
Ooh, that's a cute 5.
I
think I have a little bit of initiative.
Alrighty, so Z got you. Nice. Nah. Okay, so. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh.
See, it's a good thing you have plenty of initiative, Rogue.
Yep.
Okay. Gerald and Kim, I'll just do together. So, with that, Z, you're up. You sort of see these skeletons take shape. VMAT just take a giant axe down the side of one of them, and as you sort of look around, you see more skeletons begin to form.
Okay. I take it there's one there.
Yeah.
I will whack that one too.
There we go.
One. Oh, do I get?
Where are you moved at the moment?
I'm right behind VMAC.
Okay, so you're going for this one?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, as you take out... what damage are you doing? Because if it's a sword, I don't think it's bludgeoning.
No, it's my quarter staff.
Okay. Right, yes. Sorry, my bad.
Stuff.
There's another item in my other group with the same name. I got confused. Okay, so you take out your quarterstaff and you give it a big old hit. You think the bludgeoning damage is doing way more than it should be, and the skeleton just scatters completely across the ground.
Sweet. This is what we like. So I'm gonna come here then and attack this one with my second attack action.
Nice. 16's a hit.
Yeah, I need to read up on sneak attack.
Yeah, that's all right.
So I will bonus action attack that one.
Okay. 16 hits again. Nice, you get a couple of hits in, really doing some damage to it. Like I say, seems pretty effective. The bludgeoning damage, the slashing seems to just do normal.
Okay.
Okay, all good?
Yep.
So, the skeletons begin to take shape and form, and some of them begin lurching forward. You sort of see rusty implements, sort of broken swords, clubs, etc. in their hands. Most of them sort of grab hold of short swords that are sort of lying across the ground and begin lurching forward, though a few of them also have bows as well. So, in the room next to here, we're going to have one attack on... Well, I say one attack. They have multi-attack. So one set of attacks on Kim, one on Gerald. Okay, and then the next. Okay, so you sort of see them lurch forward and begin taking a couple of swipes at Kim, but she's far too quick and nimble and moves out the way in time. Gerald, however, is a little bit slower to react, and you just see him get clawed across the back by these short swords. Not too much damage, but a little, a small. Moving into this room here. So this one that you injured, Z, it's going to try and strike back against you.
Okay.
20 on the first, 12 on the second.
That misses.
This one is also going to go for you.
Okay.
6 on the first, 12 on the second.
They both miss.
Yep. And then you start to see more skeletons begin descending into the room from either side.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you look across, you just see a flood of bone just begin descending upon you as these humanoids rush you.
More are coming.
Okay. So,
Where's the fireball?
yeah. So this one is gonna try and attack yourself, VMAC.
Okay.
Getting a 14 and a 9.
Both miss.
And then this one here is also going to attack. Getting a 21 and a 9.
21 hits.
Okay. Finally, this one over here takes out a bow, quickly aims it towards yourself, VMAC, and fires. Getting a 13 against AC. Okay, anything else? You hear more shuffling coming from down here, but I think that's it for now. So, Gerald is up next. He kind of looks around in panic and shouts to you to say, "There's more coming from the rear." The first thing he does is you see his hand begin to cackle with electricity, and he places it on the forehead of this. Getting a natural 20. You see the skeleton just burst into ash as its form disintegrates before your eyes. Okay, Kim, however, takes out a pair of short swords to her side and just tries to attack the skeleton next to her. Getting 2 hits. Slashing damage. Yeah, doing a fair bit of damage. You're up next.
All right. I will try and get past Kim.
Yeah, you can easily enough. It's just a square of difficult terrain. So you look on up and you just see Z and VMAC just get flocked from all sides by these skeletons. You sort of gauge the situation. You can see more coming up from this direction and more in the tomb that are now only just taking shape and moving.
Z, Vimac, will you be alright? I think I need to help Kim down here.
We got this.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright. I will attack. No, wait. Can I get past down here?
Yep, you can get past that one. You sort of slide on behind the skeleton without too much difficulty.
Alright, I will attack this with advantage.
Nice.
And then I will turn around and be ready for the others
Very nice.
if I beat.
Okay, 22, definitely a hit. Nice. What damage type are you doing out of interest? Slashing, I presume.
That is regular slashing with my magic addition.
Good stuff. So, with a quick volley, 2 swings of your axe. The first one sort of carves down the skeleton's side, sort of exposing a lot of its ribcage. The second one just finishes it off. There we go. Staying where you are?
Yes, I see the 2 down here, and I will. I'll be ready.
Nice. Alrighty, VMAC.
Yes, I enter rage.
Nice.
You're after me,
Right.
I enter my rage,
Mm-hmm.
and I attack this one.
Very nice. Okay. Good hit on the first.
Still up?
It's still up.
Okay.
The second one finished it off, however.
Okay.
Quick and simple.
I am my turn.
Good stuff. Mela, to finish off the round.
Okay, coming around the corner here. Okay, I see someone there. Okay. Are these... Wait,
Mm-hmm.
are these the piles here?
Yeah, so you sort of see piles on the ground, but as you sort of make your way inside, you can see like a number of skeletal figures racing towards you from this side of the room. You also sort of poke your head across the room, and you can see more skeletal figures down here, and more from up here.
Just look at the blue pants. That way he can see what's bones and what's a skeleton.
Blue pants.
If it has blue in it, it's a skeleton.
Let me get rid of the piles, and then that might make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, it would make it easier.
Okay. Well, then from here I'll try this one with the
Okay.
produce flame cantrip.
Nice.
Okay, there.
Alrighty, 16 is a hit.
Okay, damage.
Very nice. You sort of singe off part of its torso. Staying where you are.
Yes.
Nice.
So, and it's fire damage. I don't know
Yeah.
if that matters.
Seems to have a usual effect on these guys.
Okay.
Z.
I am going to whack this one.
Nice. Okay, with a quick flick of your quarterstaff, you're able to take it down immediately. Just sort of scatters across the ground.
Then I'm going to whack this one.
Which one? Sorry, I didn't see.
The one to the right.
Okay, yeah. Nice, strong hit.
Then I am going to spend a key point and flurry of blows.
Alrighty.
So this one.
Yep.
Second attack.
Okay, a 10 misses, unfortunately.
For the one that hit, I'm also going to use my single sneak attack.
Okay, yep. Don't you need advantage? Oh, no,
Next.
sorry. Ally next. Yeah, my bad.
Next year.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to drunkenly disengage behind VMAC.
Sort of, you make your way around, give it a good old hit with your staff, claw at its side, and as its attention is kind of drawn to VMAC, you just immediately take your claw and stab it in the... or the eye socket, I guess.
Right side.
Right. Right, so with that, skeletons are up next. The one that you sort of give a good clawing to looks a little pissed, if a skeleton looks pissed, and he just sort of claws at the nearby VMAC.
Bro,
Hi.
why did you run behind me?
As you sort of turn around, you just see VMAC get jumped by all of these skeletons.
Dear God.
So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of attacks on you, VMAC. Did you reckless?
I did not.
Okay.
At least no, I didn't.
Okay, so... no, I did not mean to do that, so ignore that. Right, so starting off... okay, so first set of attack is a 16 and a 21. Second set of attacks is a 16 and a 7. Third set of attacks, 19 and an 11. Fourth set of 5 and attacks, 23 and a 19. You see one else in the room pulls out a bow, and just as you make your way into the other room near it, Z, it fires an arrow at you.
Reaction. Try and catch it.
So it's an 18 against your AC.
Let me just find out how I did. Deflect missile, so I roll a 1d10.
Okay.
Plus 11. If it reduces it to 0, I catch the missile.
So, as you make your way into the room, you just hear this arrow, you instinctively turn around and grab it in front of you. You now have an arrow.
Yay! I will keep it.
Okay. Right, so that is that one. Meanwhile, down south, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh lord.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so you're holding the doorway to sort of protect your teammates. So the two next to you are going to try and attack.
Ooh. Oh!
Nice.
Well, that didn't work. So that's an extra. Okay, let me roll an extra d6 for the crit damage because it doesn't look like it. So the first one hits you, unfortunately, for 12.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, I'm guessing, an 11 is a miss.
Very much so.
Okay, and then the second set of attacks, you got a 21 and a 7.
The 21 hits.
Okay. And then the guy at the back also, you see him with a small short bow, pulls it out, notches an arrow, and tries to fire it at you. But only gets a 12. They don't look like they're the most sort of reactive of individuals, and you're easily just able to move out the way. Up here, these guys are going to go for Kim and... So we'll do Kim first. Getting one hit against her, but it's not that much damage. And then against Gerald, takes also a one hit. Alrighty, back here, the last one to go. It kind of just sees you, Mela, at the back, so it's going to try and notch an arrow and fire it at you.
Oh no.
Getting an 18 against your AC.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Gerald, once again, he kind of looks around, looks a little pissed, and you just see his hand begin emanating with this sort of burning embers, and he just pushes it forward as this large cone of fire sweeps over 3 of the skeletons.
Nice.
Nice.
All 3 of them just immediately disintegrate before him. Kim
That is very useful.
Mm-hmm. He sort of looks to yourself, you, and says, "I got your back."
Thank you.
Kim sort of also moves forward and pulls out a bow and fires it towards the skeleton. She's got a +6 on the... So she scores 2. You see the arrows just sort of notch themselves into the skeleton, but it doesn't look like it's doing that much damage. You.
Whackity whackity whack.
Nice, nice. Oh yes, that's a hit.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Right, that's the first attack.
Yeah.
Second attack.
Also a hit.
Another 14.
At which point that finishes that skeleton off.
Alright. Alright.
Where you are?
Those are all of my attacks, I believe.
Okie dokie. So, VMAC.
Yes. I got a question to Rogue.
Hi.
If I move one back, can you still attack?
No.
Okay. Can you still attack if I stay here?
Yes.
Okay. What would you like me to do?
Stay there and take all the hits.
Aha. That is what I shall do. I guess. Or could you
Do you need any healing?
No, we're fine. I'll just stay here now. I'll just attack the left one.
Okay.
Should I reckless? I'm not gonna reckless. It doesn't make much sense to reckless. So I got a 13.
13 misses, unfortunately.
I should have reckless. I knew it.
Oh, crit though.
They make up with a second one. Nice.
That's actually good damage.
Right.
25.
So, with that, Mel.
Yeah.
Oh wait. As a bonus action, I would like to use second wind.
Okay, good call.
So that's a 1d10. So I get 7 hit points back.
So, Mela.
How do these two look, by the way?
The two NPCs, they look fine. They've taken a few scraps here and there, but they're not like on the verge of going out or anything like that. They're pretty hardy people.
Okay, then I'll do another ranged cantrip towards this one.
Okay.
15.
15 hits.
5 damage.
Hey, it's something.
Yeah.
Nice. Staying where you are, Mel?
Maybe I'll go one more step in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, back up to Z.
I'm going to whack the one that VMAC whacked.
Okay. You sort of move around the corner and just give it a good old strike.
Donk.
Nice.
And second attack. Doink.
Okay, you managed to hit it on the first, and just as it looks like it's about to fall to pieces, it just moves out the way of your second attack, unfortunately.
Ah! I will... normal bonus action slash at it.
Very nice. You sort of come down with your second claw, and you're just able to rake it across the face, breaking it in pieces.
Yeah.
It goes down.
So VMAC, do you want me to take a step back?
No, not back.
Back. Forward?
Yes, like here.
No.
Give me a sip.
Sorry. Yeah.
Give me a sip of your drink after this, then.
Okay.
You sort
Okay,
of turn around to VMAC, who is just holding these piles of skeletons, just trying to claw him.
Fine. Next round.
Okay. So, with that, we're up to skeletons. So, this guy's going to move forward. So, again, 2 sets of attacks against yourself. First guy doesn't really achieve much. The one next to him.
Is that against me?
No, this is against you.
So it is against me.
Yeah. He ties with my armor.
That's unfortunately a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, we got this one over here, who you tried to set on fire, Mela. He draws out another arrow and tries to shoot. Getting an 18 against AC again.
Yeah.
And then up to the clusterfuck that is this room. Right, so to start off with, this one over in the corner is going to try and shoot a bow at yourself, Ema. So it's 20 against your AC.
Sorry, this one was against
That
me?
is against you. The bottom
Okay, that hits. I mean, everything will hit against me.
one. Right, you see a couple more. The last sort of few skeletons.
Oh, no
begin
more?
moving. There was a few more that didn't move. Yeah.
And you want
Yeah,
to
I'm
move
moving back
forward?
after this, Rogue. I'm gonna move backwards after this one.
So we are gonna have one in the doorway. Also has a bow, so it will fire at you, but misses completely. So lastly, we're looking at again 5 sets of melee attacks against you. So first one, an 8 and a 9. A 23 and an 11, a 9 and a 9, a 21 and a 22, and finally a 12 and a 14. Alrighty, so skeletons are done. Gerald is up next. He is going to move forward and trying to electrocute this skeleton. Unfortunately, he seems to miss with his attack. He's just able to move out. He's not able to achieve much. Kim then immediately braces and gets more arrows ready and fires at the skeleton. For an 18 and a math is hard, 4 to both hit. The arrows don't seem to be doing much, but the sheer number she's firing seem to be slowing the thing down. You.
Arr. Whack.
Nice. $15 hits. Nice. Very nice. You just cut the skeleton down immediately.
Keep 'em coming.
Oh, yeah. At which point you turn around and you just see VMAC trying not to get bundled by all these skeletons.
How you doing over there, wee Mac?
Doing good.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
You skeletons everywhere.
I'm done.
Okay, so with that, VMAC.
I'm gonna. I kind of want to move back and just push Rogue backwards from square.
Well, if you go there, then I can go there and still attack them.
Sorry, if I go where?
There.
Okay. 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 For the first time ever, I'm gonna disengage.
Wow.
Shit.
This is a big moment right here.
Don't
This
tell
is
your
where
parents.
This will stay between us in this dungeon, okay?
What happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon.
Damn right.
And I move here.
Okay, so with that, Mela.
Okay. I guess another volley at that one.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Huh.
Big roll.
Ooh.
Ooh. And with that, the skeleton just disintegrates before your eyes.
Nice.
Nice. Another one bites the dust.
Oh, yes. So, with that, we're back up to the top of the round. Z, you see VMAX sort of withdraw past yourself in quite a hurried manner.
I'm going to whack this one.
Nice. At 13 misses, unfortunately.
I'm going to whack him again. Damn.
10 misses as well.
Ooh.
These things seem to be learning your patterns a little bit easier and moving out.
Damn. I will... Claw at it, bonus action.
Okay.
Ah, didn't see that coming.
Ah, yeah.
Fuck. And then I'm going to not disengage but move.
Okay, so I'm guessing with your drunken feet, this one doesn't get an attack, but the other one will.
No. Yeah, so Flurry of Blows gives 3 disengage. This one, normal bonus action doesn't. So he gets an attack of opportunity.
The one on the left, but the one on the right doesn't, correct?
No, both of them will.
Oh, both of them will. Okay. Then yes, they will both take a reaction. But they fuck it up. They sort of lurch forward. It doesn't achieve much. Okay, so after Z is the skeleton. So we got this last one on the ground. It's just going to sort of throw itself at yourself. Scoring a 5 and the 22. And then we have the ones up here. They just try and push their way this small little entrance.
Just one question. Did you just say that at the bottom there's the last one?
Yes, yeah. There's only one on the bottom.
What? That's so unfair.
Well, I killed all of mine.
You had help as
No.
well from Geralt.
Barely.
So, right. So what we got here? So the one next to you, VMAC, is just going to try and for a 10 and the 17. And not many of them have bows.
I lost my rage, didn't I?
You did lose your race because you didn't attack. My bad. Well, your bad. Not my bad.
Okay, so wait, hang on. So when did the attack?
The
on my-
last two were against you, so the 10 and the 17.
Oh god. It's all falling apart now.
It's all over now.
I blame Quincy if I die.
Yeah. So you have a quick look at the sort of pile of corpses that are trying to just make their way through this small gap. Luckily, only a few of them seem to have bows. Most of them just seem to have melee weapons. So this one over here with a bow is just going to fire at yourself.
Me?
Yeah, against you.
Okay.
But it goes just completely wide. And then the last two with bows up here are going to fire at you, VMAC. First one getting a crit. So I need to roll an extra d6 on.
No, you don't need to.
So 8 against you. And then the second is just a 10. Alright, so Gerald is all good on his way. So, what is he going to do? That's a good question. He moves back and he's going to produce flame on the near. Getting a 20, you just see it take a small little mote of flame to its chest, doing a little bit of damage. Kim is also going to fire off some arrows. Unfortunately missing with both. You!
Alright, I'll whack down the last one.
Oh, yes.
I
Oof.
will not. I guess.
Unfortunately not, no. But try again, your second attack might do something. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough to take it down, but it's a good hit.
Yes.
Nice. So, Mela.
I thought it was VMAX.
Oh, yes. Apologies, my bad. I missed VMAC. VMAC.
I only disengaged once. No need to ignore me for the rest of the session.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna enter rage again because I'm furious at myself for disengaging.
Yes.
We will never talk about this incident again. And I whack the one in front of me.
Alright, 15 does hit, thankfully.
Oh, thank God, because I did.
And with the second swing, you're able to finish the skeleton off.
Wonderful. I am my turn.
Nice. Okay, so Mela.
Yeah. I guess I wanna try and squeeze through to here.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh. I'll send an arrow. I mean, not arrow, but produce flame up here on this one.
Cool. Yeah, that's solid hit right there. Ooh,
Oh,
damn
nice.
it. Very nice. Z.
I have none in range.
Yay.
So
Your work is done.
Yes, I'm going to prepare attack if one gets in melee range.
Okay.
I take it
As
I will
much.
still get both of my attacks.
Just
one.
unfortunately.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. So to start off with, the one down here is going to claw it off you in standard fashion, getting a solid 7-10 against a. One up here moves into position to strike at VMAC, at which point you use your reaction, Z.
Fuck.
Solid hit. Immediately bloodying it. It then continues on its course of action, but it's going to take one swing at yourself, and one swing at. So this is against Z. 13 against AC, and then against VMAC. For a 22 against AC.
Of course.
Classic. The one up here is going to fire a bow at you, missing completely. And the one here is going to fire at you.
At me?
Yeah, that one's against you.
I've already used my reaction, so that will hit.
You have.
Okay.
Alright. So with that, Gerald is up next. He's going to fire off another firebolt.
No, let him do a fireball. Like right here.
Wow, okay. He just sort of completely whiffs it as you're instructing him on how to use his magic VMAC. He gets a little bit annoyed and it just veers off to the side. So he just sort of looks at you and says, "Let me concentrate, goddammit." And then Kim fires off a couple of arrows, one of them managing to get. Okay, you.
Alright. Let's try this again.
12 misses, unfortunately.
13.
Also misses.
Fucking hell. VMAC, could you be quiet up there?
Skeletons!
Right. Speaking of which, V.
Is it really my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay, I attack the one in front of me.
Nice. You immediately slash it in half.
Okay, I'm gonna stand here.
Bold, I like it.
And I did not disengage this time because I did attack.
Very well. Well, there's nothing in melee range anyway.
I know, it's like I'm learning.
Learning.
And now we're gonna call it a tactical retreat.
Oh, yes. Mello, what would you like to do?
Okay. Cinders, you're done?
Yes.
I'll throw another cantrip in the first one that's coming around here.
Yep.
Ooh.
Big hit.
Ooh.
Very nice. Immediately bloodying the first one.
Nice. That's my turn.
Z, back up to you. You sort of make a quick look around the corner. You definitely feel as though the numbers are vastly Well, there's still a few of them left. I think your mic's muted.
Ah! So I was AFK for VMAX round, but I see that he is.
Yes, he has made a tactical retreat.
I thought you were fearless, VMAC.
I just sidestepped by mistake.
I'm gonna make my way up. I'm gonna
Nice.
whack that one.
Okay. 15 hits, and it's enough to immediately finish the front one off.
Oh, there was one there. So I'm gonna whack that one for the second part of the attack.
Oh, misses, unfortunately.
Then I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Nice.
That one first.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, finishes that one off as well.
And then that one for the second one.
Which one? Top left one?
The one directly left.
Right. Scoring a hit on that one. For a little bit of damage.
And then drunkenly disengage.
Do these two get opportunity attacks against
No.
Okay. So, with that, skeletons are up next. They are going to begin pouring into here.
Wait, bro, why did you go there? That was not part of the tactical plan.
So, with that, the skeletons are immediately going to pick up the ones in. So Kim's going to take a couple of hits first. Taking a couple of blows there.
Ooh.
And then at yourself, VMAC, another couple of blows. 17 and a 10 against AC. And then these two at the back are going to fire their bows. One of them's going to go for Matt, getting a 19 against AC on you. The other one is going to fire at Kim, getting a 15, and she's able to move out of the way without too much difficulty. Alrighty, skeletons are done. Gerald is up next. He sort of conjures a small firebolt in his hand and fries it off. Scoring a good hit. Immediately buddying that one. Okay, and then Kim pulls out dual blades. Missing, unfortunately. Alrighty, you. Big money. You immediately just decapitate the skeleton. Its skull smashes onto the ground. You look across and you see the defenses are beginning to falter up here, but the numbers of skeletons has massively decreased.
How does it look up there?
We got this.
Yeah, it's fine. But if you're like not busy, I mean, you could help.
Can I though? It seems a bit cramped.
This is like where our front line assault is kind of screwed because we need more range casters.
Alright. I'll fire my light crossbow arrow.
Okay. Nice. You switch to the light crossbow quickly and fire on off, hitting the nearest one.
That's actually a 16 rather than a 19.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so I'll take the 6 plus 2. You're able to fire off and it lands a hit, but the piercing nature of the weapon, it doesn't really seem like it's doing that much damage to them.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Okay.
I'll start moving around.
Yeah.
See if I can flank them or something.
Okay. So with that, VMAC, you're up.
Yes, I will. Let's start with the bloodied one.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really bloody.
You disintegrate the skeleton as it's where it stands.
Cool. I then attack the one in front of me.
Okay, also scoring a nice hit.
I end my turn.
Alrighty, Mela.
Yay! Well, I guess another attack on the one in
Yep.
front here.
Nice, big hit.
Hmm.
Very nice.
That's my turn.
Z.
Gonna push past.
Yep.
Fuck this one.
Nice. Strong. You immediately, just the bones scatter across.
Now, Rogue, remember the plan.
There's a plan.
Exactly. Follow it.
And then fuck this one.
Yep.
Ah.
Sad times.
And then bonus action, normal swipe.
Good hit.
And then I'm going to shift here.
Very well. Good
You
stuff.
actually did it, Matlock.
Skeletons rush onward. The nearest one's going to retaliate against yourself, Z.
Okay.
So, an 8 and a 20 against you.
The 8 misses, so I can use my reaction to redirect the attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to redirect it against that skeleton.
Okay.
Let me just read it.
It's fine.
So, when a creature misses you with a melee attack roll, I spend a key point as a reaction to cause that attack to hit one creature of your choice other than the attacker that you can see. Yeah,
Okay, so it automatically, you quickly sort of push it out of the way so its sword just slashes across the chest of the other skeleton.
the 20 does hit.
Unfortunately, yes. At which point the skeleton sort of a little bit taken back, but it's just going to try and strike back against yourself. Z.
Okay.
So 16 and 23.
16 misses 20.
Okay. At the back, the two with the bow are going to fire off, one at Kim, one at... So we'll do Kim first. Scoring a crit. Okay. A little bit of damage. Kim seems to have taken a little bit of... she seems bloodied. And then one at Mal. Missing completely. Alright, Gerald is going to fire not a produce flame, a firebolt. Immediately disintegrating the front. And then Kim also is going to just sort of fire. She's actually going to move forward and use a short. Alrighty. So, with that, we are now down to yourself, you.
Okay.
What's up?
I'm just
I forgot to count in the middle. And use my aggressiveness to just dash towards the closest
Dash
enemy.
forward with a boulder speed, just screaming at the nearby skeleton.
Yeah, and then I will attack.
Nice. "13 misses, but try your second." That's better.
It is.
Ooh,
That's
big
also
hit.
very good.
Yeah. VMAC.
Yes. I can't really reach. Can I like move and push Geralt out of the way?
No, you cannot push Kim out of the way.
Is that Kim? I thought that was
That is
Geralt.
Geralt is that one.
Oh, Geralt's that one. Ah. Okay, I will throw javelin.
Very well. Okay. Your javelin's able to sort of just stick into the skeleton and just poking out of its torso.
Okay, ranged bonus doesn't count on that, so
Unfortunately not.
No, so it's just 5 damage.
And it also is piercing, so it doesn't really seem to be doing that much to them.
But hey, I can probably reclaim the javelin. It's just sticking inside of his bones.
Exactly. So, with that, Mela.
Same thing again.
And again, and again.
Or does anyone here need some healing? I guess when I leveled up, I got some spell slots.
Nice.
Just kill everything, heal later.
Okay. I'll shoot at the first one then.
Okay. Nice.
9 damage.
And it goes down. Guard bone just scatters across the ground. Alrighty. So, with that, Z, you're up.
Choices.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just stand here and use my reaction. If anything comes in melee range, I will fuck it.
You sort of look and give a brief nod to Kim as you hold the line ready to take the next onslaught, which very swiftly arrives. The skeleton, this one is going to move over to yourself, however the rest of them head on down. So, this one moves into position Z, so you can use your reaction. Getting a good hit.
Sneak attack?
Yes, yep.
Yeah!
Big money. Alrighty, it rushes forward and it's going to retaliate against yourself.
Brilliant.
And then we're going to have 2 sets of attacks on yourself. First one, 23 and a 16.
23 hits.
Second set of attacks, both miss. Finally, this one up here, Scott quickly gazes around, pulls out another arrow and shoots it at Kim. But misses completely. Gerald is going to fire off his missing once again. And Kim is going to hold the line with her swords. Getting a hit with the first. Alrighty, so you.
Okie dokie. I will attack. With my axe. You have my axe. Same guy as before.
Yeah, I imagined as much.
Ooh.
Nice. Brushing off the hit, you just cleave the guy in half completely with one fell swoop.
Alright, I take the guy to my left, and I attack him as well.
Nice.
I Miserably miss.
Sad time. VMAC.
I throw javelin.
Yep. Okay, despite, the piercing damage not doing much, it's still enough. And the skeleton falls to pieces before you. Your
Holy
two javelins now just crashing onto the ground, lying there.
The path is free!
Oh, yeah.
I move here.
Good stuff. Right, Mela.
Yeah, I'll shoot produce flame on the one straight up ahead.
Yeah.
One I
Ooh, big money.
crit. And that's the normal damage, and I guess it's another 2d8.
Yeah. Nice. Immediately blooding it with your fiery blast.
And my
Z.
turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna whack this one.
Okay. Alrighty, having been weakened by Mela's attack, you finish it off nice and quick.
Yeah, move here and second attack on that one.
Yeah. Scoring a pretty decent hit on.
Sneak attack.
Oh, yes. Very nice.
And then just normal bonus action slashy.
Yeah. Missing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Alright, the skeleton, it kind of just attacks the nearest individual, so one attack on each. For Z, and for you.
He is too hurt to function.
Oh, yeah. So, Geralt immediately sort of rushes on forward and also fires off his firebolt. Scoring a hit this time, and it's enough to just finish it off completely. You sort of look around at the piles of various sort of charred bones and disintegrated sort of bodies and whatnot, and just all manner of carnage that's now before you. Whatever sort of necrotic energies were holding these together disperses immediately, leaving you alone in a quiet, still crypt once more. Alrighty. I need to go pee, so let's have a couple of minutes break, and then we'll Right, we'll wait a few more minutes, just let people. And once again, you're left to your own device. Still air hangs around and whatnot, and just there's even more stench now. Just sort of these decrepit skeletons, the dust and whatnot that's been whipped up from the frenzy of combat beforehand. Kim immediately sort of takes a quick breather and just sees to her wounds in whatever way possible, while Gerald moves forward just to check that the surrounding area is clear and there's no more of things. So, what do each of you decide to do?
Well, I think we should, since the skeletons were scattered to begin with, they might have been fought before. They might reassemble again. Is there a way to, I don't know, tie things together so they can't reassemble or something?
We could hide the weapons.
Yeah, that's one thing as well. But also, we don't want to fight skeletons again.
Skeletons are bad.
Move stuff and destroy the weapons, maybe.
Okay. So you begin spending some time at least going through, finding whatever weapons that they were carrying and sort of amassing them into a... How about everyone else?
Have a little looky around, see if there's anything interesting going on.
Okay, make an investigation check, please. See.
Two.
Big numbers. You start having a little look around, but really, whether it's a question of you just don't care, or it's not really an environment that you're particularly well traversed in, it looks like a crypt. I mean, there's empty sarcophaguses here and there, but nothing grabs your attention particularly.
So, Prime,
Yes.
for my turn, I would like to investigate this room.
Okay. Make an investigation check, please.
I don't like investigating.
Okay, so you spend some time at least just sort of studying this room, VMAC. Again, there's a number of sort of empty sarcophaguses here and there, each of these alcoves, for example. You're able to also sort of tell that there are a number of small little jars here and there that look like they were offerings to the dead.
Offerings to the what?
Offerings to the dead. So sort of like when someone of nobility dies, various sort of jars will be left with offerings to keep.
Okay.
Gold, valuables, that sort of thing.
Should I? Do I care? Does my character care?
That's a good question. Does VMAC care?
I don't
Other
think
than
he
that,
cares.
nothing else really grabs your attention. If you want, so you can collect on up about 6 different jars made of gold.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay. What do you decide?
I'm gonna do pretty much what the others are doing and investigate. Look around a bit. I see what I think is a closed door over here.
Yeah. Okay, make an investigation check, please.
Duh.
Okay. You make your way and have a little look around. It seems as though, especially in the room with the tomb, there's been a leak that's sprung. And you see small amounts of water begin trickling through into the room itself, through the stonework, etc. There is a door that's here, and you have a quick listen and don't really hear much. The sound of trickling water really just sort of captivates your attention.
In what direction does the water flow?
The water flows from the bottom to the top.
Okay, so it flows in my direction,
Yes.
basically. Okay. Guys, do you think this might be interesting?
Let's take a look at it.
We have some water flowing this way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when you find out the source, it will come and crash down and blow us all backwards and drown us. That's what I think.
Nice.
Considering the skeletons.
Is this a sarcophagus or something?
It is. It's very much like I would say the strongest comparison is like Balin's tomb in Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Is there any inscription on it?
Mm-hmm. Serves me right for eating a cookie. Okay. So, you give it a quick study, and you're very quickly able to find an inscription that's written on a gold plaque on the top of this. And it says, when I find my notes, it seems to be addressed. It seems to state the resting place for a Renard Whitespear.
So the water was flowing down from where you is.
Yeah, it very much appears to be trickling out of this wall to the south.
Open the door, you. See what's behind it.
I open the door.
Okay. You open the little door and you find yourself looking on a small corridor that descends downwards. It descends down a very... no, it wouldn't even descend downwards because the water's pouring from that way. So I guess it's a slight incline, not by much. There appears to be another door at the far side.
There's another door at the far side.
Open the door.
I start walking down. Is the water deep in any way?
No, not at all. It's like a puddle, basically.
Okay. And it seeps through the wall on the side?
Yeah, it is seeping through the wall.
Okay.
Okay. You open the next. You find the passageway continues. There's a small alcove with once again an empty sarcophagus, but you're able to tell from this room that there's been like a substantial landslide, and part of the actual tomb itself has given way, with various earth now burying whatever was there previously. Water continues to sort of ick on out from the rock and the stonework, creating a puddle, a small puddle on the other side.
Is there anything here?
I've just an empty sarcophagus once again.
Alright.
You're able to tell there's a couple of bodies in here as well. They appear to have fled from the previous chamber. Perhaps individuals escaping the fighting.
Can I squeeze through here, or is
it's not particularly tight. You can make your way through without too much hassle. It seems to lead up to a small set of stairs that descend upwards.
It feels like we're coming back to where we came from.
I think
From whence you came!
I think we're a little bit more. But then there were two doors. One was open, which we went through, so this might be the other door.
I take a quick listen before I open the door.
Okay, perception check, please, you. You listen for a brief moment, and really, there's not much that you can hear on the other side. It's very quiet.
I open the door.
Okay. You open on up the door and find... No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. So, you open up the door and you find yourself staring at the offshoot chamber that Gerald was initially at.
We've gone full circle.
Oh, yes.
Let's sneak up on the others and scare the shit out of them.
Oh wait, there's a door here too.
Do you decide to open that?
I listen.
Okay. I'll just use the same perception check as last time. You listen on in, and you can hear individuals scraping up various sort of armaments into a pile and whatnot, which you're guessing is probably Mela, but otherwise the occasional drip of water, but that's about.
I open the door.
Okay. You
Oh,
successfully
hey!
open the door, and you find yourself looking on a familiar sight as previous.
Peekaboo.
Hey. Prime, can I
Yes.
check, in this direction if there's anything here?
You can. So you spend some more time just having a little investigation through. So make an investigation. Okay. You sort of give this alcove a little up and down. You sort of have a little look, try and move the sarcophagus out of the way. No, nothing really grabs your attention, so to speak. It seems nothing really grabs your attention.
Okay.
Is there anything special in this room?
Yeah, VMAX looked at it previously, but you give it a once over once again. Yeah, nothing too much here. A few sarcophaguses, what looks to be sort of anything of substance has been taken.
Burn it to the ground.
Gerald and Kim's begin sort of also looking around, just seeing what. Gerald spends most of his time sort of studying the tomb area with the water in, while Kim just has a little look around to see whether there's anything else that grabs her attention. Okay. So, where do you wish to spend your time, each of you?
There's meant to be secret exit around here somewhere. Oh, I just went through the map. Oh, no, that's through the map.
That's alright.
Maybe through one of the sarcophagi.
Interesting idea.
Maybe the tomb?
Yeah.
Seems
Okay.
Take a closer look at this one. We could also take a closer. If this fails, there could be the one through the corridor to the right.
Okay, so you and Z make an investigation.
strong.
Okay. So, Z, once again, you sort of look around. Nothing really grabs your attention, to be completely honest. However, you're a little bit more astute, and you're able to that in the plaque on top of the tomb itself, there is a small little hollow, almost like
what?
A button. It's woven into the design, so it's quite difficult to see, but you think it's pressable.
I try to press it.
Okay. As you press the button, you begin to hear the sound of grinding stone. You look over yonder next to Kim, and you see a doorway begin to.
Oh, I think I found something.
Oh.
She sort of looks on up and says, "What did you just do? Something's just opened."
I pressed a hidden button on the tomb.
She looks to you in somewhat surprise, but says, "Hey, well, maybe you've got a knack for this, arm."
Maybe I should dual spec.
She moves on in very cautiously. There is immediately, as the doorway opens, sort of not a bellowing, but sort of like the still air is blown asunder by this release as the doorway opens. But you can definitely tell that whatever this place is, it's a small little round room with a number of columns, and it seems very old. 5 different alcoves exist here, each of which has a grand sarcophagus currently closed. And you notice as well that each of the columns bears some kind of crest onto them.
Okay.
So, you begin studying each of the columns one by one. The first one seems to have what looks to be a large lion on a shield. The second one appears to have a boar. The third one, a fox. The fourth one, a buffalo. The fifth one, an elk. And finally, the last one appears to have an elephant.
Elephant?
Mm-hmm. Each symbol brandishes their animal, and many of them have sort of various motifs worked around the design.
Let's see. Lion, boar, fox, buffalo,
elk, and elephant.
Elk and elephant. Thank you.
I asked what's the name if they recognise the symbols.
He sort of looks at them for a moment and sort of points to the lion symbol and says, "Well, that's the family crest of the White Spear family. That's the only one I recognise off the top of my head." At which point she begins looking at the other ones, trying to sort of study them.
They're all of nobility.
Gerald sort of steps forward and says, "That certainly seems to be the way."
So the White
He
Spears...
looks to the foxes and says, "I recognize that symbol. That is the Bright Spear. Sorry, the Bright Sparks."
Ah, yes, we met one of the Bright Sparks.
You did. You did indeed. He had his services a couple of times. So it turns around to you and says, "Aye, the Bright Sparks are often magical. They've served the royalty for a number of generations."
So the White Spear is the
Lion.
royal line?
Mm-hmm. Kim begins immediately having a look at some of the pillars and whatnot, seeing if she can sort of make anything out, studying them in closer detail.
I'm gonna study the sarcophagi.
Okay. So, with that, you briefly look over each of the sarcophaguses. Nothing really draws your attention. Again, there's gold plaques on, and they each list off various names. So, going from the top, going from the top and then working around clockwise, you have Nicholas Whitespear. You have Troy Whitespear. And you have Hubert Whitespear. Next name is Gale Brightspark. Finally, you have Edgard Blaze Walker.
Don't think we've encountered a Blaze Walker before.
No, only an Edgard. So 3 White Spears, a Bright Spark, and a Blaze Walker.
Mm-hmm. Some mighty fine detective work you've got going on there.
I know the math.
Why, yes.
Should we all bound our heads together and try to see what we know and remember?
Potentially.
What would it be? History check, maybe?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Don't expect much.
Ooh.
I am unfamiliar with these things.
Certainly, yes, given your exotic backgrounds, these names all just sound the same to you. So, Mela, you fare a little bit better at least. Obviously, the three White Spears, they are former kings of the kingdom. The White Spears have ruled pretty much since history began, at least recorded history. Their family has kept the crown for considerable generations. The Bright Sparks, as was mentioned previously, have often served as magical advisors to many of the royal. And finally, the Blaze Walkers. You haven't really heard much about them. At which point, sort of Gerald steps forward and says, "I'm aware of the Blaze Walkers. They've been, how can I put this? A mercenary company. They've the Brotherhood of the Red Banner. They've certainly carried out a few operations in their time, but I don't know of any connection between them and the king."
Secret society, perhaps?
Who knows? As this is sort of finishes off, Kim begins. She's been eyeing these columns good and proper, and she turns around and says, "There seems to be some kind of mechanism on each of these things."
A puzzle, perhaps?
Potentially so, but there appears to be a trigger on each of them. And as you sort of look clearer, you can see a very small keyhole in each of the columns. He says, "Well, I might be able to lockpick these, but it's going to take me some time to at least study what these triggering mechanisms."
Do you think there might be something corresponding to the sarcophaguses?
Potentially. They certainly seem to bear some resemblance with the family crest.
Would you care to take a look at the plaques on the box?
She begins studying for for sure. She sort of steps on up for a moment, dusts herself off, and then begins studying each of the plaques for some time. Anything you guys want to try for the?
Have a look around, see if there's anything hidden that could be like pulled out that becomes the key.
Okay, sure. Make an investigation check, please. See.
Yeah.
Okay. You study long and hard for a moment, but just nothing seems to come to you.
I will see if I can find it. Where did you look, Z?
Just study the nearby surroundings. You can sort of picture it as in you're all just sort of standing around for the moment. You're sort of eyeing up various different bits and pieces, just sort of studying them for a moment, trying to get any sort of recollection of what might be achieved. But nothing seems to come to mind for the time being.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look around a bit.
Okay. So, you have a little look around just to see if there's anything visually that draws your attention, VMAC, and there is. As you sort of look on up at the ceiling, it's a little bit taller at this point. The other sort of rooms and whatnot have been fairly condensed, probably no more than, say, 10 foot high. This room, however, is a lot more vast and has like a 20-foot dome ceiling at the top. And there are a number of holes just riddled across the top of the surface, along with some of the walls as well.
Oh shit. I think that... I mean, I know nothing. It's VMAC.
So we can climb up.
I mean, how small are the holes, really?
Very small. You'd probably be looking at probably slightly larger than a ballpoint pen.
Ooh,
So we might die in here if we do anything in the wrong direction or anything with this puzzle thing.
Could be.
That might be arrow holes.
Definitely some sort of trap.
Yep.
I search for traps.
Sure, make an investigation check. Newfound information, you renew your investigation.
Yeah, this is gonna go just as badly. Oh, that's
you guys and your skill choices. I mean, you look, you study, but nothing seems to come to your attention. This is some newfangled wizardry as far as you're concerned.
I think it's magical.
My one weakness.
You sort of see Kim is still sort of having a little look around. She's given the various planks a good eye up. Gerald, in the meantime, sort of goes to one of the corners and just begins sitting down and enters sort of like a meditative trance to try and sort of get some idea of what this is. How to...
I start from the other end to where Kim is.
Okay.
And I examine the small alcoves where the sarcophagus stands.
By all means.
See if I can find anything around there.
Investigation check, please. Not Z. You. Okay. So, you start looking, having a little look through. And I'll say with sort of Kim's age, she sort of points you in the right direction and whatnot, giving you advantage.
Thank you.
So she sort of sees that you're having a little look through and not really making much sense, and she kind of lays down her thoughts and feelings, and she sort of points you to the various keyholes, and it begins to start making some sense. You can see like mechanical triggers in the back, very elaborate mechanical triggers. Like they must have spent quite a bit on whatever this mechanism.
Like dwarven engineering? Or?
Yeah, very much sort of dwarven class engineering on this. So you're able to tell that these keyholes, you go through a few of them. 5 of them seem to have some kind of triggering mechanism that is attached to the various sort of holes that you see across them. And sort of just having a little look nearer, you have the faintest sort of smell of gas when you get up close to one of the holes. The other one, the column with the lion on, however, both you and Kim look closer, and that, however, seems to have a triggering mechanism to the floor itself.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a staircase down?
She sort of looks to you and says, well, I can have a go at trying to pick it if you're sure that this is the one.
I mean, it sure does very much seem like this is the one, and seeing as it's the king's roots, yeah, it's most likely it's the king's pillar that leads to the exit.
Sort of sits down in front of the, or kneels, I guess, in front of the column, sort of wipes the sweat from her brow and begins pulling out her lockpicks, and just sort of looks at the rest of you and says, well, hopefully this will work, she says with a nervous sort of laugh.
I'm gonna step outside the room. I have the utmost faith in you.
I'm joining you. I sort of go to see, like, hey, should we check out the other rooms while they're busy here? We can't do much.
Sure.
You guys should probably stay here in case the door closes.
While I'm here, I hand Theo one of the golden jars that I found.
Ooh.
And I was like, do you think this might be of her help?
No? I have no idea.
I just found it and I just Well, it looks shiny, so
You have a quick look. It looks to be quite an ornate, like small ceremonial vase. It's made of gold, and you think it's the lid will unscrew to reveal whatever's in.
Unscrew the lid.
Okay. You quickly unscrew the lid, and you're able to find a good amount of sort of an assortment of gemstones inside of it. If you were to hazard a guess, this is probably about 80, 90 gold worth of gemstones in here.
Wow.
We should give this to Mela.
Should we now?
Well, not now, but after they've set off all the traps and killed themselves.
Nice.
I have the utmost faith in you.
So, Kim begins to get to work. It's a long, grueling process. About 10 minutes goes past, at which point you hear her say, "I think I've got it," and you hear this mechanism, not snap, but sort of click into place. The doorway in front of yourself, VMAC, and Z slams shut immediately.
Shit.
I told you.
At which point, the floor where you all are in your room begins to move down. You're on an elevator.
B-Mac, the door's
Yeah.
closed.
Want me to smash it?
Sure.
I smashed the door.
Okay, make that make an athletics check. Let's go.
I have proficiency. Can I assist?
Yeah, sure. You assist, you give VMAC advantage on the roll. VMAC, you slam into the stone slab. It begins to sort of give way, but it's going to take something a bit bigger of an impact to break through.
I pick up Zio and I smash him against the door.
Okay, right. I'll say with that, you're able to sort of break on through. With the Goliath's raw strength, however, Z,
I take.
you take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
You're violently thrown into the wall when it breaks. You're able to now see that this entire room that the rest of the party in is now descending downwards. A fairly slow pace. It's probably now about, say, 15, 20 feet below you.
I just jump straight on top of it.
Okay, you got monk bullshit. Land on the ground without any difficulty whatsoever. And then you kind of just look up and see VMAC in the broken doorway.
I give him a wave.
Fuck it, I'll just jump as well.
Make an acrobatics check, please, VMAC. Okay. You're able to soften the blow somewhat, but you take 3 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
That's still less than what Zio took.
My nose hurts.
Well, I mean, you were like, you need something with more weight, and you were like the first thing that came to my mind.
You have my disapproving stare and shake of head.
Nice.
Hey, we found these gems.
So, you all ride the elevator down. It takes probably about a solid minute before it reaches its destination and sort of comes to an abrupt stop with something clicking into place. And I think there we will finish the session.
Okay, thank you very much.
Quite alrighty. We'll see what adventures await you in the lower level of the crypts next time.
Whoop whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll have Benjamin back next time.
Maybe.
Yeah, wherever the fuck he is.
I really wonder where he is. He's only been playing Sea of Thieves like the last week. Yeah, good session.
Yes, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's much fun.
Secret room, smash broke into rocks.
Caught the skeleton.
I mean, to be fair, that was kind of payback for Rogue for not sticking to the plan.
It's fine.
Yeah, you guys did alright. Considering you have, like, no big AoE, you did good.
We had help from a mage.
True that.
That can't do fireballs. It's not a true mage.
Yeah.
You can probably summon Balefire or something ridiculous like that.
Yes.
Cool. Cool. I think I'm gonna go for a walk.
Walk.
Yes, and I mean, while the sun's up, and then there's gonna be some WoW, I think.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head off. Thanks for the game, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, take care.
See ya. Stay healthy.
You too.
To the WoW channel.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
Well, healthy from a viral perspective, maybe, but I've been snacking some while we've been home.
Ah, yes. Haven't we all?
Talking of which, bear with me.
No worries, dude.
I'll talk to you guys later.
No worries, dude. Speak to you later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.